Welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Michael Doble.
And I am Jessa Escamilla.
And I'm Depasucat. Today, we will explain to you the concept of a parabola. A parabola is a curve where any point is at an equal distance from a fixed point called the focus, and a fixed straight line called the directrix. In the parabola above, the distance d from the focus to a point in the parabola is the same as the distance d from that point to the directrix. The latus rectum. The latus rectum is the line through the focus and whose endpoints are on the parabola. The vertex, where the parabola makes its sharpest turn, is halfway between the focus and directrix. Axis of symmetry. It is a line that divides the parabola into two equal halves, and it also passes through the vertex of the parabola. The focus. The focus of the parabola is a fixed point on the interior of the parabola used in the formal definition of the curve. Directrix. A line perpendicular to the axis of symmetry used in the definition of a parabola.
And now, I will teach you how to graph a parabola step by step. But before going through, let us familiarize first the terms and conditions that we will be using in this discussion to avoid confusion.
Okay.
In graphing parabola, consider these factors. Make sure that the given equation is in standard form so that it will be easier for us to plot its coordinates. If the given equation is in general form, then transform it into its standard form first. If the parabola opens to the right or left, therefore, it is not a function. Always remember that c is always equal to 0. There are two types of vertices of parabola. One is at hk, and the other one is at its origin. But we will only be discussing a parabola whose vertex is at hk. 4c is the length of latus rectum. C is the distance from focus to vertex, or distance from vertex to directrix, and 2c is the distance from focus to any endpoints of latus rectum. Remember these formulas, especially their standard form and direction, because this is very useful in graphing parabola. Example problem number 1. Square of x minus 2 is equals to 2 times y plus 3. So, as we can see here, the given equation is already in standard form. We can relate this equation from previous slide as square of x minus k is equals to 4c times y minus h. Therefore, our parabola opens upward because x here comes first and 4c, which is 2, is positive. Since we already know the direction of the parabola, let's start finding its coordinates. Step 1. Find the vertex. Since the equation is in vertex form, the vertex will be at hk. Our h is 2 and our k is 3. Just change their signs. For a better illustration, here's the graph. The x-intercept is 2 and the y-intercept is negative 3. Step 2. Find the focus and directrix. Remember, c is the distance from focus to vertex. To get the focus, find the c first. We have 4c is equals to 2. Divide both sides by 4 and we get 2 over 4, or 1/2. Therefore, focus is 1/2 unit above the vertex and the directrix is 1/2 unit below the vertex perpendicular to axis of symmetry because a parabola opens upward. This is the illustration. The broken line here represents as our directrix. Step 3. Find the latus rectum. To find the latus rectum, remember the formula 2c, the distance from focus to any endpoints of latus rectum. Since our c is 1/2, substitute it. 2 times 1/2, we get 1. Therefore, the latus rectum is 1 unit away right or left from the focus. And our axis of symmetry is x is equals to 2, because that is where our focus, vertex, and directrix lays. Here's the graph of it. So, as you can see here, our coordinates are completed. So from there, we can see the graph. This is a graph of a parabola with an equation square of x minus 2 is equals to 2 times y plus 3. And that's how you graph a parabola with a vertex at HK.
So now, let us talk about rewriting standard form of a parabola into general form. In example number 1, we have x squared equals to 100 times the quantity of y minus 1. And to write this one to general form, let us have x squared equals to 100 times the quantity of y minus 1. And let us distribute 100 to y and negative 1. And just copy the x squared. And that will be x squared equals 100y minus 100. Let us move the 100y minus 100 to the side of x squared. And the answer would be x squared minus 100y plus 100 equals 0. And that will be our general form of this equation. On example number 2, we have the quantity of x minus 2 squared equals negative 4 times to the quantity of y plus 3. To convert this one to general form, let us rewrite the quantity of x minus 2 squared equals negative 4 times the quantity of y plus 3. So let us distribute the exponent 2 to x and negative 2. So we have x multiplied by itself equals to x squared. X times negative 2, that will be negative 2x, and multiplied it to the constant 2, that will be negative 4x. Negative 2 multiplied by itself, it will be positive 4. So let's distribute the negative 4 to y and positive 3. Negative 4 multiplied to y, that will be negative 4y. Negative 4 multiplied to positive 3, that will be negative 12. So let's move the negative 4y minus 12 to the other side. So that will be x squared minus 4x plus 4y plus 4 plus 12 equals 0. And let us combine like terms. And that will be x squared minus 4x plus 4y plus 16 equals 0. And that will be the general form of the equation. So let us move on to rewriting general form of a parabola into standard form. In example number 1, we have x squared minus 2x minus 24y plus 1 equals 0. To write the given equation to standard form, just move negative 24y and positive 1 to the side of 0. So this will be x squared minus 2x equals 24y minus 1. And let us perform a completing the square. X squared minus 2x plus blank equals 24y minus 1 plus blank. So what must be the number to make this expression as a perfect square trinomial? So let us divide negative 2 by the constant 2, and that is negative 1. Negative 1 multiplied by itself, and that is positive 1. So we are going to add positive 1 on both sides of the equation. So let us factor x squared minus 2x plus 1. The square root of x squared is x, and the sign of the middle term is negative, and the square root of 1 is 1. And we have a squared. And then we have 24y, and let's cancel the negative 1 plus 1. And that will be our standard form for this equation. So now let us move on to example number 2. We have x squared plus 8x plus 12y plus 64 equals 0. Let us move the positive 12y plus 64 to the side of 0, and that will be x squared plus 8x equals negative 12y minus 64. Like the example number 1, we have to perform the completing the square. So that will be x squared plus 8x plus blank equals negative 12y minus 64 plus blank. So what must be the number to make this expression a perfect square trinomial? So let us have 8 divided by the constant 2, that is 4, and 4 squared, that is 16. So we are going to add 16 on both sides. So let us factor x squared plus 8x plus 16. The square root of x squared is x. The sign of the middle term is positive. The square root of 16 is 4. And then we have the square here. And let us have negative 12y and negative 64 plus 16. That is negative 48. So we still have to factor negative 12y minus 48. So let us rewrite the quantity of x plus 4 squared. And then let us factor negative 12y minus 48. The greatest common factor between negative 12y and negative 48 is negative 12. And then let us divide negative 12y by negative 12, that is y. Negative 48 divided by negative 12, that is positive 4. And this will be the standard form of the equation of the parabola.
Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something.